This program is brought to you by Emory University.
The representation of the female characters, I think, initially seems to be very one-dimensional. There's a real effort made in the pilot episode to paint this portrait of a very sexist work environment where women are forced to sort of negotiate between being sexually appealing while also being taken seriously. With the character of Peggy in particular, she starts off as the new girl in the office and slowly has to kind of navigate these landmines of, being taken seriously, but also, kind of being seen as attractive by the men in the workplace, and eventually earns their respect. What I think is really interesting about the Betty character from this, through this lens of the surface, is that we see her as she's meant to be, or as she is seen within her historical milieu. We see her as the housewife that nobody really takes seriously. But I think as a contemporary audience, we also see her through the lens of, the second wave feminist movement, the Betty Friedan, the feminine mystique, which kind of named the Betty Draper problem as a problem that was shared by many women of this era who were highly educated but were kind of restricted within this set of expectations of being a sort of domestic body. Motherhood is treated rather strangely and not, as an ideal role on the show. Betty, at least in the more recent seasons, has had a number of conflicts with her daughter, who's tends to look to Dawn as the authority figure, and she's struggling a bit with her identity as she's going through puberty, and is not sort of living up to Betty's expectations with regard to being truly feminine, or trying to sort of repress some issues of sexuality. Peggy, who gets pregnant in we're assuming the pilot episode of the show. The scenario in which she has the baby, gives up the baby, is portrayed sympathetically, but it is quite interesting within the context of her rise to, gaining more respect within the workplace. She's seen as a woman who is putting her professional career over her personal life, which is fairly remarkable in terms of, because period depictions of motherhood, depictions of motherhood within the 60s would hesitate to show that type of decision being made in favor of a woman's professional career.
The preceding program is copyrighted by Emory University.